Philip II of Macedon and Alexander had just dealt a harsh and humbling blow to the allied forces of Athens and Thebes at the pivotal Battle of Chaeronea. The field, now hushed, was blanketed with the remains of fallen Greek fighters. At the ensuing festivities, flush with triumph and wine, Philip staged a crude display, lurching and dancing atop the corpses of his vanquished foes. Alexander, seeing this, felt disgust and outrage. He approached the king and sharply reproached him. "Philip the Savage! Now it seems the Athenian scorn for you wasn't all misplaced." Philip halted briefly, eyeing his young son with a blend of pride and rue.
"No matter my deeds, Alexander. To these Greeks I'll always be a brute. But not you, my son. Aristotle honed you, and now you're more a child of Hellas than I'll ever be. So I charge you with the vital task. Go to Athens and secure their surrender."
After the crushing loss at Chaeronea, Athens was steeped in dread and uncertainty. With most of their army broken, the Athenians feared for their city's survival, now nearly defenseless. Against this grim scene, Alexander entered Athens with a small retinue. The young prince, just 18, was greeted by the city's people with grandeur and honors befit for a fabled hero. Local leaders aimed to appease and evade the young victor's ire. Athens was a wonder to Alexander's eyes. His path led to Plato's storied academy, where his mentor Aristotle had trained. Then he marveled at the splendid Theatre of Dionysus, stage to the timeless Greek dramas he cherished. But climbing to the Acropolis, gazing at Athena's majestic temple, he felt Athens' cultural splendor pierce his soul. There he grasped the grandeur now under his charge. After the tour, Alexander spoke to the Athenian assembly. Before the tense city delegates, he laid out his father's terms plainly. "Athenians, my father, King Philip of Macedon, in a show of mercy and regard for this city's storied past, offers peace and accord. Captured soldiers will return to their homes. Your rights and holdings will be fully honored. No Macedonian troops will stay in Athens, and its freedom will be upheld. The sole condition is that Athens joins us as allies in the great venture ahead." The assembly, stunned and relieved by such leniency in their weakness, swiftly agreed to the alliance. Philip, mindful of Athens' vital navy for his Persian plans, chose to win the city with grace, not force. The Macedonian king opted to raise a monument for the Greek warriors lost in Chaeronea's bloody clash. Known as the Lion of Chaeronea, it was a grand stone figure of a lion seated upright, poised in solemn watch. For Philip and Alexander, the lion stood for bravery and martial might, as well as their firm grip over Greece's classic city-states. Yet for the defeated, especially Thebans and Athenians, it became a lasting mark of their downfall and weakness against Macedonia's growing power. With this gesture, Philip showed he respected his foe's courage and worth, proving his win wasn't over lesser or unworthy rivals. Yet by placing such a striking symbol, the Macedonians signaled to all Greece the unyielding strength of their army and the uncontested rule they'd forged. Soon after calming Athens, Philip called all Greek cities to Corinth for a grand pan-Hellenic gathering. Envoys from the Greek states came, save the defiant Spartans, ever unyielding. Before Greece's assembled delegates in Corinth, Philip, in his victory's full splendor, spoke.
"Greeks, too long have our cities clashed, sapping each other while our true foe, the Persian Empire, thrived and grew beyond our borders. The hour has come to end our feuds and unite against the shared enemy. I offer a mutual defense pact under my lead, so together we may carry war to the empire that has so shamed and harmed us." These words struck deep in Greek hearts. The old grudge against Persia, nursed since the Persian Wars, flared anew. Philip, a deft statesman and now supreme head of the united Greek forces,
was hailed by all as hegemon, the unrivaled leader of the campaign set to alter the world's course. There, before the assembly, Alexander watched in silence. He knew his father's true aim was vaster than any grasped, a quest as epic and storied as Homer's Iliad. Alexander, aware of his part in this saga to come, already dreamed of the fame awaiting him across the seas. Wherever Alexander went, his fresh renown preceded him. His decisive role at Chaeronea quickly grew legendary. Leading the Macedonian cavalry, the young prince showed a rare mix of fearless daring, skilled command, and sharp strategy. His defeat of the Theban sacred band, Greece's most feared and admired unit, stunned the Greeks especially. Alexander gained a new mantle of respect and awe, not just among Greeks, but chiefly among his generals and closest allies. Men like Hephaestion, Ptolemy, Craterus, and Perdiccas, long his companions, now saw him as Philip's rightful heir, not just by birth, but by martial merit. His battlefield leadership forged a strong tie of trust and devotion with his officers. His bold initiative and bravery in danger made these men follow him with near total loyalty. Hephaestion, above all, became his constant shadow, while Ptolemy and Craterus came to honor him as the clear leader of the future army to march on Persia. Yet despite this growing bond and fellowship, Alexander also stirred envy and unease among some veteran generals, who felt the young prince might outshine Philip's own rule. Alexander's rise as a war hero and emblem of Greek unity unsettled the court's power balance. Many Macedonian nobles began to see the young prince as a risk to their own standing, especially those aiming to sway or succeed Philip. Soon, plots and schemes multiplied within the king's inner circle. Whispers spread at court, hinting that Alexander, buoyed by fame and drive, was already plotting to supplant his father early. Meanwhile, Philip faced rising family strife, with Alexander's mother Olympias accused by foes of spurring her son against his father and stoking his throne-ward ambition. These schemes brewed an air of mounting distrust and strain between father and son.